I ain't even gonna lie to you. 2025 did a number on my wallet. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and in today's video, bring you guys my top 10 favorite sneaker pickups of 2025. Now, before we do get into that list, I gotta go ahead and throw out a couple of disclaimers, all right? Number one being that my list is not going to be limited to sneakers that released in 2025. What I mean by that is there are some pickups that I had this year that are years old that still made it onto this list because I bought them for myself this year. You know what I'm saying? The majority of this list is going to be sneakers that released in 2025 just because on average, most of the shoes that you buy in a year are going to be shoes that came out that year. If you are an avid sneaker collector, right? But there's a few pairs that I spun the block on, and you could probably expect some more of that in 2026 because there's a handful of releases from this year that I didn't get my hands on that I'm probably going to do so in the coming year. And also, there's a few pairs that are going to be on this list and in this video that I wanted to be able to show off because I didn't make dedicated like pickup videos for them when I did get them. So this is just my way of kind of being able to show them and talk to y'all a little bit about them. Number two, okay? And I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. This is my own personal opinion, all right? Your list, your favorite releases of the year, your favorite pickups of the year, even how you would rearrange the shoes on my list is gonna be very different from me, okay? You know what I'm saying? This is my opinion, and I'm gonna have some unpopular takes, opinions, you know what I'm saying, the order of these, and you can feel free to leave all that in the comment section down below. Yo, if you got a top 10 favorite releases, top 10 pickups, top 5, top 3, whatever, if you want to pick out all my shoes and rearrange them in the way that you like them from best to worst or worst to best or whatever, feel free to do so. In fact, I encourage you to do so, okay? I'm just saying that there are some shoes that dropped this year that I didn't even try to get and wouldn't make my list even if I had them, and there's some shoes that I picked up that y'all might think belong in like a top 5 or top 3 or maybe even your number 1, and they not in my top 10. So it just is what it is. At the end of the day, we all have our own tastes and opinions, and these are just mine. But with that being said, I don't want to waste too much more of your time. We got a lot of shoes to get through, so let's go ahead and kick things off. At number 10, we got the Grape Jordan 5s, man. At one point in my life, I would have said that the Grapes were my favorite Jordan 5, but I've never been like a super huge like Jordan 5 super fan. My favorite Jordan silhouettes of all time are like ones. Y'all know ones is my favorite. 3s, 4s, 6s, 11s. That's probably like my top 5 silhouettes, right? 1s, 3s, 4s, 6s, 11s. Yeah, top 5. So don't get me wrong, I've always liked Jordan 5s, but it's never been a silhouette that I bought a lot of. But the Grapes, you know, growing up was my favorite colorway, and I never had a pair until now. So this is one of the pairs that's like I'm finally getting in the collection, and you know, I'm really excited about that. I ain't broke these out just yet, but don't worry, they will get rocked eventually. Yeah, I don't know if these are still my favorite colorway because I've grown to love and appreciate more colorways of the Jordan 5 even more. And like I've always liked them, but like the Black Tongue Fire Red 5s I like a lot. Those actually did release this year. I didn't manage to get those, but stay tuned in 2026. I'm sure this is going to end up in the collection at some point. And I'm gonna just go ahead and get this out the way right now. I did pick up the metallic Reimagines. They didn't make my list. I know, get your torches and your pitchforks out. I know, okay, look, it's my list, not yours. I love the shoe. I think it's really dope. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't like it. In fact, I picked up 2 pairs of them. I got rid of 1 pair, but I kept 1 for myself. But I don't know, man, the Grapes, I'm just feeling a little bit more. I like, and that's funny because I mostly wear black. I'm not really a big colors guy, but something about that purple and that aqua is just, it's nice, man. And I'm thinking back, you know, seeing Will wear them on Fresh Prince and everything is just, Grape's got a special place in my heart, man. So kicking things off at number 10, we got the Grape Jordan 5. Coming up next at number 9, we have a shoe that did not release this year. This shoe is actually a pair from 2021 that I tried pretty hard to get my hands on when they dropped, struck out, and eventually a few years later, I spun the block and I picked them up this year. And I honestly wanted these higher on the list, but it was just hard. And honestly, on any given day, if you were to ask me to rearrange these shoes or put them in order, the order could be completely changed. Like it's how I'm feeling right now, but like on any day, it could be a little bit different. But with that, we have the Gundam Unicorn Nike SB, which right now, funnily enough, is the only SB that I have in my collection. And I've had my fair share of SBs over the years. I've had everything from sea crystals to actual Tiffany's, you know what I'm saying? The lows at that, not even just the high, the OG Tiffany Dunk lows. Missed those, by the way. But yeah, these have honestly become one of my favorite Nike SBs of all time. I think this is one of the most creative and unique and interesting pairs that they have dropped in a very long time. And I don't think that Nike SB has done anything better than this since. Like when it comes to, let's say, like the like the SB Jordan 4s, for example. Like cool shoes, they really dope, you know what I'm saying? They clean, and I hear that they're really comfortable. I don't own a pair, I don't really know, but I think this is a cooler shoe than those, you know what I'm saying? The Yuto Horigomez, those are really, really clean. I like those colorways a lot. Wouldn't mind owning them. Would like to get my hands on them, honestly. But just, again, like, when I think of Nike SB, I always thought of like the more creative and interesting stuff that they did. Like, you know, this feels like a Nike SB from like the early 2000s or something like that. Back when it was doing stuff like, you know, the Three Bears collab, or like the Skunks and the Uncles, you know what I'm saying? Like SBs were usually a bit more out there, and it wasn't just like simple. And don't get me wrong, like regular colorways have always been a thing, right? But I don't know, this just feels more like what I want from a Nike SB personally. And yeah, man, we didn't get to talk about these on the channel, and I don't know why I didn't make a video on these. I don't know why I didn't make a video on any of the shoes that I'm showing you that you haven't seen before. But yeah, I wanted these higher on the list, but it's just hard because I'm just such a fan of classics. But aesthetically, I've always loved Gundam, and I've seen a couple of Gundam series. I actually haven't seen Gundam Unicorn, for what that's worth, but maybe because I own these now, I gotta go get that under my belt. So Gundam Unicorn, Nike SB, yeah, man, these are fire. I'm gonna have to break these out at like an anime convention or a con or tournament, something at some point. Up next, at number 8, we got another older pair that did not release this year, but it was something that I picked up this year. And I had this shoe already, but I ended up selling my pair in order to replace them with this pair. And this is actually a sneaker that's re-releasing next year in 2026. And odds are I'll likely try to get my hands on those. And then what I do with this pair, time will tell. Keep them in the collection, rock them, and stock the other pair, sell these. Who knows? I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But coming in at number 8, we have the 2016 Space Jam Jordan 11. I actually just wore these again a few days ago. I got my fair share of wears out of these since I picked them up, because the Space Jam is so classic, so iconic. The Jordan 11, one of the greatest sneakers of all time. Like I said, 11s are actually one of my favorite silhouettes. I've always liked 11s. They weren't always in my top 3. I think I favored 3s and 4s over 11s at some point. But I don't know, man. I got a lot of 11s in the collection at this point, and I don't know. I don't gotta say too much. Just come on, it's the Space Jams, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these are coming back out this year. Well, next year. It's almost this year. Happy New Year, y'all. But yeah, and I'm curious to see, because I don't know if we got it confirmed or not. Is it gonna have the 23 on the back, and will it be stitched or screen printed? Because on this pair it's a 45. You know, when Jordan came back, he was wearing the 40. You know what I'm saying? And it's stitched in, but it's usually screen printed. And also the Jumpman and the pawns and everything, like on the tongue and the heel, and it's more purple on this than it is on like the 2009 or 2000 pair. And I'm wondering if they're gonna go back to like that Varsity Royal or stick with the Concord purple and make it like the black Concords, which is what MJ actually wore in Space Jam, or if it's gonna be, I'm saying, oh, the thing of it. So we talked a lot about the Space Jams in the video work, because I did actually do a pickup video for these. You can already see they starting to get back to that yellow tone. We iced them up when we got them, but there's only so much you can do for 10-year-old rubber. But it is what it is. Be rocking my pair proudly. And yeah, these come in at number 8 on my list for my top 2025 pickups. Coming up next at number 7, we have a shoe that, again, did not release this year. I want to say these actually dropped in 2024, but when I picked these up, I didn't make a pickup video for them. And they're not something that's like particularly hype or like, you know, super like highly coveted or very valuable or anything like that. It's just a really, really dope shoe to me that I like a lot. Those of y'all who follow me and watch this channel, you probably know, especially if you keep with the sneaker content at all, my favorite silhouette, my favorite shoe model of all time is the Jordan 1. Jordan 1 is my favorite. Jordan is my favorite shoes, everything. Jordan 1 Bread is my favorite sneaker of all time, right? My second favorite shoe of all time, second favorite silhouette, is actually the Air Max 1, or 87 if you prefer. So here at number 7, we actually have the Air Max 1 Olympic, which I just think is a super, super clean colorway that I just, man, these is cold, man. These is cold. Now I know some of y'all gonna be like, how could you possibly put these above the Space Jams and the Grapes and the metallic? It's my list. It's my list. The Air Max 1, like I said, is my second favorite silhouette of all time. I got a bunch of pairs and a bunch of different colorways, and honestly, I still ain't got enough for my own personal liking. But this is the colorway that I wanted really, really bad when it dropped, and I didn't get my hands on it. And eventually I managed to pick these up for a pretty good penny under retail. I don't remember the exact price I paid, but it was definitely under $100 that I got these for. And they're still brand new. Some of these shoes have been worn, a handful of them haven't. When you got as many shoes as I do, it'd be hard to get around to all of them, but I do wear all of my shoes eventually. But if you see a bunch of shoes in here that's still brand new, it's like, you can't like them that much, you ain't worn them yet. Look, the thing is with me and sneakers, I'm gonna try not to ramble too much with every single pair, but I've talked about it before. when I get a brand new shoe, I'm not one of those types of people who like wants to throw it on right away. And if you do, that's cool. Like, I don't, empower to you. That's just not how I roll. For me, when I break open a brand new pair of shoes, when I bust them out for the first time, I want to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? I don't just like throw them on to go run to Target or just be lounging around the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be doing something, whether that's, you know, going on a date with my shorty or going to the movies or, you know, linking up with the family, whatever it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get out the house much, so those events be far and few between. So when you see a lot of these pairs that they still factory laces, don't be thinking too much about it. You know what I'm saying? But with that, yeah, man, just the crispy white mesh, the gray suede, the obsidian, navy, whatever you want to call it, the metallic gold, and the little hits of red to throw. And yeah, these are clean. These are very, very clean. I love my Air Max 1s. I throw these on all the time to go to the gym, run to the store, even just with a fit. Matter of fact, the pair I had on today was a pair of Air Max 1s. These joints right here, the Mica Greens. And again, like, I know Air Max 1s, like, everybody don't love this shoe as much as I do. Like, it's my personal favorite, second favorite silhouette. But yeah, these are actually the joints that I had on today. So yeah, I love Air Max 1s, and this Olympic colorway I think is gorgeous. So these land on my list at number 7. You know, when I was making and rearranging this list, I didn't realize just how many pairs in a row I had that weren't actual 2025 releases, and they were older pairs that I spun the block on. But it just is what it is. That's just the way it landed. Like I said, on any given day, like, this list could be rearranged in a different order. But the next shoe that we have is actually a retro. It's not a Jordan, but it's a retro of an older Nike shoe that dropped originally, I want to say in like 2013, 2014, and that is the Nike LeBron 8 Miami Night. Very loud, very bright, very colorful. Honestly, kind of out of the norm or out of the ordinary for me and my style, because I normally don't rock too many like bright colors and loud shoes like this. But this is a sneaker to me that I just cannot believe that I own. I don't think I made a pickup video for these when I copped them, and I really should have, man. The LeBron 8 is still to this day my favorite LeBron out of his entire signature line. I think that like 7 through 10 is like the golden era of LeBrons, and I don't think any model that he's released since then comes close to like that stretch. But the LeBron 8 in particular is my favorite, and this is one of those like holy grail LeBron 8s that I didn't think I'd ever get my hands on, because back then this sneaker was over $1,000 in terms of resale value. You know what I'm saying? I got these for 80 bucks. They retroed in, was it 2020? I want to say these came out during the pandemic, right? Yeah, these retroed in 2020, man. No, 2021, the year after. These dropped in 2021, and they kind of sat around, and nowadays you can find them for like basically under retail, which is like mind blowing to me. It just goes to show, like, the sneaker market is like the stock market. Things be rising and falling, and you know, with certain things get brought back, and also like they were way more limited before, but now that they're readily available and everybody can have them, nobody wants them. Which, like, on one hand I kind of get, because when you're a sneaker collector and everything like that, for me, only a small part, but part of the appeal is, oh, everybody ain't got these, so I'm gonna stand out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That is a small part of it for me. It's a larger part for some other people. That's fine. Whatever reason you have for shoes, power to you. But for me, if the shoe is dope, the shoe is dope. Whether or not other people have it or want it doesn't really matter to me necessarily. It's more so like, okay, let's say a brand new pair comes out and everybody and their mama rocking theirs. I'm not gonna rock mine right away, because I'm gonna let y'all wear yours out before I break mine in, because now we just all rocking the same thing. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. This is one of those shoes that I don't care how many people got them. I cannot believe the price that I got these for. And I think this is one of the best LeBrons ever made. The LeBron 8 is my favorite model in his entire line, like I said, and this is one of the best colorways. Just, yeah, man, that glass blue, that solar red, just the white, the black, it just, yeah. And they're stupid comfortable too. Still one of the most comfortable shoes to this day. So these make my list at number 6, and now we move on to the next. Next up at number 5, we bring it back to some actual 2025 releases, and this is a pair that this is actually my most recent pickup. So if you saw my previous video, my final 2 pickups of the year, you saw these already. But kicking off the top 5, we have the Pale Ivory Jordan 1, or the Sail Jordan 1, the University Red, whatever you want to call them. I don't think these have an official nickname. They've got the elephant print and everything like that. But yeah, these are the Sail Pale Ivory University Red Jordan 1s, and like I said before, my favorite model of all time is the Jordan 1. So you throw on a colorway this clean, it's hard for me to not fall in love with it. I mean, just very simple, clean colors, elephant print on the swoosh just for a nice little touch of flair, that nice little pop of red. It's just flawless. Just 10 out of 10 design, colorway. This is it don't really get too much better than this. I mean, obviously it gets a little bit better than this because it's 4 bold pairs of buddies, but yeah, and these were also a gift from my pops. These were a Christmas gift, and the first time that I've gotten a pair of shoes from anybody actually, in well over a decade, probably like close to 15 years. And it's the first time like I asked my dad for anything, because I told the story. I'm saying every year he always asks me what I want for Christmas. I'm always like, nah, it's nothing. Like I don't really be caring about getting gifts and stuff like that. But this year, for the first time since I was like 12 years old, I sent him a list of things that I was planning on buying for myself. I was like, hey, you could pick something off this list and surprise me for Christmas. And he went and got your boy them pale Ivory joints. So big shout out to my dad for that one. And yeah, these is clean. These is clean. I can't wait to break these out. But like I said, did a whole little review, breakdown, everything like that in my most recent video. So if you didn't see that, go ahead and feel free to check that out. And we're gonna move on to number 4. Up next at number 4, we actually have another 2025 Air Jordan 1 release. And look, like I just said, my favorite silhouette is the Jordan 1. And there's like this conversation or like this like phrase that's going around, people saying Jordan 1s are dead, Jordan 1s are dead. Good. That means there's more for me. They're easier to get. I can get them for cheaper. And this is a pair that I can't believe is as affordable as it is. Now, don't get me wrong. We're talking about like Air Jordans and everything like that. So these are still like over $200 for a brand new pair, right? That's a lot of money. But in the grand scheme of like reselling the sneakers and everything like that, that's relatively cheap, especially considering what the shoe is. Here at number 4, we have the Union Chicago Shadow Jordan 1, which I told the story before, but when these originally dropped on the Union LA website, I actually won the raffle. However, my goofy ass was asleep, so I missed out and wasn't able to actually cop my pair. Resale value was like $400-500. I didn't want to pay all that, so I sat and waited and waited and waited. And nowadays you can find these for basically retail, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, you can find a worn pair for maybe under retail. How I ended up getting my pair is that I had multiple pairs of the white cement 4s, and that's a shoe that, again, crazy enough, is just like sitting, you know what I'm saying? That you just get those for like regular price, which cool. That's honestly the way sneakers should be. It's just the way the market is sometimes. It just kind of surprises me, because a shoe like that, like if we is reselling sneakers, like something like that or something like that should be worth, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. The resale value don't matter to me. The point is, well, it does, just because it makes it easier for me to get if the resale value ain't high. But I say that to say that I traded a pair of white cement 4s for a pair of these, and I done already went ahead and broke these out because I just had to. And it's redundant, but it's classic, it's iconic. Like I've got like 3 pairs of lost and founds. I got the Chicago AJKOs. I'm probably gonna cop the lows at some point, even though Lord knows I don't need them, but I need them. But yeah, man, you can't really go wrong with a Chicago Jordan 1, and just, you know, giving it that Union flair, mixing it with a Shadow 1, which honestly, my Shadow 1s I still got from 2013, still one of the most worn pairs in my collection, because I used to rock those with everything, because they go with everything. But yeah, man, these are dope. These are really, really dope. And I am a firm believer, you cannot convince me otherwise. If this colorway had released back when the Storm Blues and the Black Toes released, this would be the most coveted, most popular, and most valuable pair of the 3. Granted, even those shoes have come down in price. They're still very expensive. Like, they're still hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get those. But these are like a third of the price, and honestly, I like these more than the Storm Blues, and just as much, if not more, than the Black Toes. I think generally speaking, I like Chicago's more than Black Toes, but just the way that pair mixes with like the neutral gray, whatever. Like I said, I probably got them. I probably got them neck and neck. Like these and the Black Toe Unions, I got neck and neck. But I got this pair. I like them a lot, and they make my list here at number 4. And now we get into my top 3 favorite pickups of 2025. And starting things off, we have a shoe that actually did not release in 2025. It's a pair I spun the block on from 2021, and it has honestly become one of my absolute favorite colorways for the silhouette, one of my favorite shoes in my entire collection, and as you can see, one of my favorite pairs of the year, or at least that I bought this year, and that is the Jordan 3 Maniére, the original colorway. Look, this might be crazy to say, okay? Like I said, Jordan 3s are among my favorite silhouettes. It's like a top 3, bare minimum top 5 Jordan silhouette for me personally. So I always got a lot of love for the Jordan 3. My favorite colorway of the Jordan 3 is the black cements. I might got these on the same level as the black cements. I know that's kind of crazy to say. That might low-key even be a little bit blasphemous, okay? I'm not saying I'm putting these above the black cements, but these might be right up there with them. I think I'm taking these over True Blues, over Fire Reds, and even over the classic, iconic white cements, which, hey, I got them all back there. There's somewhere. You see that stack right there. Then there's the white cements, the True Blues, black cements, the Fire Reds is in the closet because it's only a stack of 3. I should make it a stack of 4 just like I have all 4 of them OGs together. But just the colors, man, the quality, the craftsmanship, the suede, the quilted sock liner behind the tongue, the A on the tongue for the logo. These are crazy. In my personal opinion, this is by far, hands down, the best Maniére Jordan collaboration. I've got the diffused blues. I've got the While You Were Sleeping, I think they were called, the black pair. Like I've got all the Jordan 3 collaborations. I don't own any of the other Maniére collabs, but honestly, most of them are pretty accessible. I don't own them just because I couldn't hit on them or I can't afford or anything like that. Because at this point, people kind of are fatigued with Maniére and they're kind of like tired of it. And they because especially since they're reusing the same color palette so often, it's getting kind of boring and monotonous for a lot of people. And I completely get that. I still think those 6s that dropped are still pretty fuego. I didn't pick up a pair, but I like them. But to me, they peaked with their first shoe. These right here are the best collaboration Maniére and Jordan Brand have done. I don't think it gets better than this. I'm taking these over all the other 3s, all the 4s, all the 5s, those 6s, definitely those 12s. Yeah, man, these are incredible. And I should have done their own dedicated video when I picked them up, but just like the sail on the midsole with the white and like that violet or that mauve, whatever, I forget what the official color is. I got the box back there. The Nike on the back with like that sail back tap, the quilted sock liner, just to make it look and feel just a little bit more premium. And man, this is a shoe that I've already worn multiple times this year, and this is one of the ones where like I kind of want to throw these on all the time, like especially because like it's such a simple and like elegant colorway, and that's just like the perfect way to describe it. It's like the most elegant Jordan 3 I think I've ever seen, man. And I think a big part of that has to do with like that quilted sock liner and like the padding behind the tongue. It just really sets this shoe off for me, man. There's no elephant print on this either. That's crazy. Jordan 3 with no elephant print, and I'm putting it up there with the black cement. Like, how does that work? But it is what it is, man. Like these, yeah, like I said, I don't think Maniére has dropped a better shoe than this. They first one was their best one. You know what I'm saying? I still like a lot of them collabs, you know what I'm saying? Like the 4s and the 5s, I wouldn't mind getting a pair like I forget which one's the Dawn and the Dust, but like the white pair I really like a lot. And like I said, even them 6s that just dropped, I like them, but ain't none of them touching these, man. This is the best one. This is the best one by sure. Up next at number 2, we get back to an actual 2025 release, and this is easily my most worn shoe of the year, I want to say, especially when it comes to 2025 releases. I've already probably got like a dozen plus wears on these, which is like, that might not seem like a lot to most, as like you wore the shoe 12 plus times in a year. Because again, yeah, some of y'all, I don't gotta explain myself, right? But some of y'all I do, because it depends. Like, are you one of the sneakerhead viewers, or are you just one of the LotusAsakura viewers? You know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes I might say something that might seem redundant, or like, you know what I'm saying? Point is, me wearing one shoe like 12 plus times in a year means like I wore that shoe a lot. Because you got to keep in mind, I got a lot of shoes, okay? So if I wear especially a brand new shoe that many times, it's a special shoe, okay? At number 2, we have the 2025 release of the white cement Jordan 4, one of the most cleanest, that's not English, one of the most iconic classic colorways of all time, one of the cleanest pairs that I've ever released. Probably one of, in my opinion, the most underrated releases of the year, considering what the shoe is and like what its value is like on the resale market. But hey man, more for me. So this shoe I actually ended up picking up 3 pairs of, which was a bit overkill, and I got rid of my other 2 pairs, but this pair I've been wearing a lot. Like I said, I had a couple pairs that were like in a size that were, you know, a little bit bigger than I wanted, and we ain't gonna go through the whole story right now. Basically, I had 3 pairs, I'm down to 1, but because this shoe was like so affordable and I wear this pair so much, this is one of those ones where I'm probably gonna try to scoop up another pair for around retail if I can, just to keep on ice, because this is one of the ones where like I always gotta have it, man. I had the 2016 release, I had the 2012 release, and I sold my 2016s like a couple years back thinking I was gonna replace them, but then I held off. I'm like, that shoe's gonna come back soon, and you know, the price you'd have to pay to find like a super pristine clean pair just wasn't worth it to me necessarily. So you know what I mean? Eventually they dropped this year, and I had to have them. Like I said, I throw these on all the time. This is one of them shoes where like to the gym, to running to Target, going out to the mall, wherever, man. Like I be finding any excuse to throw it away, and they go with everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just white, black, and gray, real simple, real clean. Like I could have thrown this on with today's fit. You know what I mean? Like you can just wear these with like literally anything that's probably gonna look good. All black, all white. Wear it with olive green. Wear it with burgundy. Wear it with red. Wear it with, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. A gray sweatsuit, black red sweatsuit, red sweatsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's harder to not find a fit with these than it is to find a fit with these, which just makes it all the more reason why I be rocking them as much as I do. But yeah, man, one of my absolute favorite sneakers of all time. And just off the sheer strength of how often I throw these on, these had to be super high on the list. I mean, it's always been one of my favorite shoes, and it would have been top 5 no matter what. But when I sat down and thought about how often I try to like find a reason to put these on, they had to be at least number 2. That being said, we down to number 1. And if you've been watching these videos at all, you probably could take a good guess as to what number 1 is on the list. And I've been talking about them all year. I bring them up every chance that I get. It's gonna be no surprise to nobody, right? This right here is my sneaker of the year, my favorite pickup of 2025, the best shoe to release this year, in my personal opinion, or at least that I got my hands on. We have the Undefeated Jordan 4, which I could have thrown on with today's fit too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I guess that's basically, I mean, everybody and their mama gonna have a fit where they rocking the Undefeated 4s with a bomber jacket, right? Like that's no surprise. But yeah, man, these, I've like I said, I've been talking about this shoe all year. Every chance I get to bring these up, I talk about them. This is a pair that I've already worn, as you can probably tell from the way that they laced. Yeah, I still am in disbelief that this is a shoe that I own, because nothing is sacred at Jordan Brand anymore, man. It don't matter like how exclusive or limited or how old it is. They bring in all types of stuff back and they making it available. And this shoe, like I said, much like the Miami Night LeBron 8s, for example, right? Like this is a shoe that used to be worth thousands of dollars, like even more so. Like this is a shoe that was worth like 5 figures at one point, but now that they're accessible and more people can have them, people don't covet them as much or value them as highly, which, like, I get it, makes sense. Supply and demand, like that's not lost on me. If a shoe is more limited, it's gonna be more valuable, and when more people can have it, it's not as valuable. But like the thing is with sneakers in particular that makes it different is that people are fake. They so phony. They just be lying through their teeth and just being hype beasts. Because again, if a shoe is dope, it's dope. I understand that if there's less supply, it's gonna be harder to get. There's gonna be more demand. People want to be willing to pay more. But you can't tell me that a shoe goes from being like $1,000 sneaker to I'm getting them for $80. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. Trends change as well. You know, Nike basketball is not as trendy as it. Well, it's coming back around actually. You know, with like the Sabrinas and the Asia Wilsons, and definitely like the John Morant 3s right now, and like some of the Devin Bookers and everything like that. Like it's actually, I think they kind of entering like a new golden age. I've talked about this in the Asia Wilson video when I picked up those Pro A1s. But yeah, you know, LeBron and stuff like that ain't trendy like they were back then. So that does play a factor in it. Was like it's not lost to me, but it's just crazy to see. It's just crazy to see, because this is a shoe that before you'd see somebody spend $25,000 on, and now, matter of fact, let me open up StockX right now for a pair of Undefeated Jordan 4s. It's probably like $400 or less at this point, right? Air Jordan 4 Retro OG SP. You can get these right now in my size, which is a size 11, for $329 right now on StockX is the buy it now price. Obviously, you still got to factor in taxes and shipping and everything like that, but that make me want to go grab another pair. I ain't gonna lie, because I still can't believe it, man. I still can't believe it. I've always thought this colorway was extremely dope, really fire. I love olive green, the hits that you get with the orange, just like a bomber jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't planned, by the way. This just happened to be the fit. Like I said, I wore some Air Maxes today. This wasn't intentional. I know it looked like it was intentional. I promise, this is complete coincidence. But yeah, man, this is my sneaker of the year, or at least it's my favorite out of everything that I was able to pick up. Because as much as I love the Undefeated Jordan 4, as much as I'm taking these over to Brick by Bricks or the SB4s or any of the Kobe's that dropped this year, or even like the Adidas Jellyfishes or anything like that, there was one shoe that I did not get my hands on that I would have put above this on the list if I managed to cop it, and that is the Jordan 1 High Retro 85 Red. Which is a surprise to no one, right? It's my favorite sneaker of all time, but I didn't get them. I struck out multiple times, and I've just been kind of like biding my time, waiting to see if they was gonna like re-release or restock, or if I could catch like a really good deal on them, and it just hasn't happened yet. 2026, I will definitely be picking up a pair one way or another, whether it's trading some pairs or just coming out of pocket, or if I do eventually find that deal I'm looking for. But patience is a virtue, you know what I'm saying? Patience has rewarded me dearly. Like I said, like the Aqua 8s, I just picked up a pair of Aqua 8s for $120 recently, you know what I'm saying? The Unions, I'm glad I didn't spend the $400 or more to get those when they dropped after I missed out, because I ended up basically getting them for retail, because I traded a pair of White Cement 4s that I got for retail. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of releases that like I don't be tripping too much and like panicking when I miss out on the initial release, because usually as long as I'm patient, and again, you kind of got to understand the market and sneakers a little bit to like kind of gauge and be able to tell. You know what I'm saying? Because certain things you kind of want to jump on before it goes up higher, but certain things like, I think if I wait, I could find that later for a good deal. And that has been the case. And yeah, man. So them bread ones, the 85s. I'm gonna get my hands on a pair eventually. They don't seem like they skyrocketing too much. They kind of just like maintaining where they at. So we gonna play that one by ear. But yeah, and also there's one other shoe that I didn't get my hands on this year that probably would have been in the top 10. It wouldn't have been like my number 1 or number 2, but it would have been somewhere on this list. And that's the Tokyo 5s, the Tokyo Jordan 5s. I didn't get my hands on those this year. Maybe next year. But if I had, those probably would have found their way on this list. Because much like the Jordan 4, that's one of them shoes I'm just like, I'm probably never gonna get a pair of those because that's like $1,000+ sneaker, and I'm probably not trying to spend that. And you know, and then they're super like limited and everything like that. But those are like a few hundred. You can find those like, matter of fact, let's look at those. Those probably under 400 right now on StockX. So size 11 right now for 340 plus taxes and shipping and everything like that. You know, they be killing you with the fees. So it'll probably be about 400 to get them from StockX. But if I can pay 400 for them on StockX, that means I can find them cheaper somewhere else. So yeah, that's that. Jordan 4 Undefeated, my personal favorite pickup of 2025. And yeah, by the way, just in case it wasn't emphasized enough, this is the best Jordan 4 to release this year. Taking these over to Black Cats, taking these over to Brick by Bricks. I'm even taking them over to White Cement. But that's my list. No Gammas, no Brick by Bricks, no Black Cats. I'm honestly not a fan of any of them shoes. Like the Black Cats is cool. I don't really care about them like that. I've never been a big fan of the Gamma 11s. I think the Brick by Bricks is crazy overrated, and I really don't like the shoe that much. Not a shoe that I plan on ever trying to get my hands on. I mean, I say that, right? If I ever would have found a pair for like a really stupidly like crazy deal, like I would buy them, but I'd probably end up like flipping them or trading for something else that I'd want even more. You know what I'm saying? Like if I come across a pair for $100, $200, yeah, I would just be a fool to not get them at that point. And that goes for some of these other shoes as well. But don't think that I don't got them just because I can't afford them or I missed out. No, I don't want those shoes. Shoes that I really want, I get my hands on eventually. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the price of the value is, eventually I find a way. You know what I'm saying? So because I hate when people try to use it. I go, oh, like you just hating on them because you ain't got them. Like, no, nigga, if I wanted them, I would tell you, I really want them Jordan 1 bread. I really want them bread 85s. I ain't got them yet, but I'm going to try to get them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be like, oh, I got the 2013s. Oh, the 85s ain't even all that. No, nigga, I want that shoe. All right? I struck out and I ain't got them yet, but I'm not going to hate and downplay them just because I ain't got them. Nah, I know those shoes is on a lot of people's like top 10 lists. Like I said, I got the reimagined metallic 5s. Those were an honorable mention, but they didn't crack my top 10. And yeah, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. That's my list. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all those content I'm bringing you. With all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. Remember, let's get happy to you in the bad. Later.